For the longest time, I thought saying no made me selfish. When people asked for favors, I'd smile and say, "Of course," even when it crushed my schedule. I'd stay on the phone for hours listening to someone vent, even if I was mentally drained. I kept giving and giving until I was running on fumes, but whenever I considered stepping back, I felt this tight guilt in my chest, as if choosing myself meant abandoning everyone else. Sound familiar? Many of us are taught that kindness means self-sacrifice, that being a good friend, partner, or family member means always being available, no matter the cost. But here's the truth that took me years and a few emotional breakdowns to understand. Setting boundaries doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you a healthy one, and the people who truly love you, they'll respect that. Clinical psychologist Dr. Henry Cloud once said, "Boundaries define us. They define what is me and what is not me. But when those lines blur, when we allow guilt to drive our decisions, we lose ourselves in the process. And the more we abandon our needs to please others, the more resentment quietly builds. The irony, we think we're protecting relationships by saying yes all the time, but what we're really doing is teaching others that our needs come last, that we'll always bend, always break, and eventually something inside of us does." Before I continue, if this message resonates so far, take a second to subscribe. We're building a space for people who are tired of carrying emotional weight in silence and ready to grow stronger together. Now, let's talk about the real reason people fear setting boundaries. It's not because we don't know how to set them, it's because we're terrified of how others will react when we do. We fear the discomfort, the awkward silence, the subtle shift in tone when we say, "I'm not available right now," and maybe the fear that if we start protecting our space, people will leave. But boundaries are not walls, they're doors with locks, not to keep everyone out, but to allow in the right people at the right time in the right way. Think of it like this. If your phone was on 2% battery, would you let everyone borrow it until it shut down? Probably not. Yet we do this with our energy all the time. We say yes when we're emotionally at zero and expect ourselves to keep functioning. It's unsustainable. Research published in the Journal of Counseling Psychology shows that individuals who maintain healthy personal boundaries experience significantly lower levels of stress, anxiety, and burnout. In fact, boundary setting is considered one of the core pillars of emotional intelligence and resilience. But it's not easy, especially if you grew up in a household where love was conditional, where your worth was measured by how helpful, obedient, or quiet you could be. In that kind of environment, boundaries feel like rebellion, like betrayal. Psychologist Brené Brown explains it this way: daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. It's a shift from people-pleasing to self-respecting. I remember the first time I said, "I'm not able to help with that right now." My voice trembled, my palms were sweaty, I expected backlash, but it never came. What came instead was relief, a deep breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. And in that moment I understood, saying no isn't rejection, it's redirection, it's choosing where your energy goes and reclaiming your right to peace. Some people won't like your boundaries, especially if they've benefited from your lack of them. That's okay. You are not responsible for other people's comfort at the expense of your own well-being. And if someone leaves your life because you started valuing yourself, they were never really there for you in the first place. Healthy relationships respect limits. They don't test them. Philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." Boundaries are how we honor our word to ourselves. They're the framework for self-respect. If you're not used to setting them, start small. You don't need to over-explain or apologize for protecting your peace. A simple, I won't be able to make it tonight, or I need some time to recharge is enough. And when that guilt creeps in, as it often does, remind yourself you are not being mean, you are being honest. Boundaries are a form of love, not just for others, but for you. They show you what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. They help you filter out the noise and make space for what matters. And most importantly, they teach the world how to treat you. So the next time you feel guilt for drawing a line, ask yourself this: is protecting your mental and emotional well-being truly something to feel guilty for? Or is it something to feel proud of? Because healing often begins with one quiet, firm decision: I matter too. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't let it fade. Hit subscribe and join a quiet community that honors healing, growth, and the courage to choose yourself, one boundary at a time. Thank you for watching.